topic is kind of fun. It's about getting into your bliss. And I know we've heard that word used like that so many times, but what does that really mean? But today I'm going to talk about getting into your bliss and how that can make you wealthy and how that worked for me. Honestly, seriously, this is powerful stuff. I think there's things inside of you that haven't even been tapped yet. So I'm going to talk about these things and bring out the things that can help you get to the place where you need to be. Get to the place where your bliss is alive. Hi, I'm Ann Leslie Smith, and we're going to get into this video right now for powerful stuff. It's true. Get into your bliss and become a multimillionaire. It works for a lot of people. Why can't it work for you? Seriously. Because a lot of people who have money aren't any smarter than you. So what's going on here? I'm going to tell you what's going on. I've got like about 3 or 4 things that are going to help you realize that potential that you have within you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to bring that out. We're going to get it out so that you can start thinking right. And you're going to know how this all happened for me by the end of this video, and it's going to happen for you too. That's what this is all about. That's what my channel is all about. So I'm sharing the things that have happened in my life that have come true to help you get the things in your life so that you can have your life full of the things that are important to you and the things that make you happy, the things that thrill you. Some of the things I'm going to talk about today are very uncommon. They're the uncommon things that lead to wealth that most people would never put together. And it has nothing to do with hard work at all. I know. Isn't that weird? So forget that. Hard work, yeah, that's okay in maybe like the first stage of it, but what about the second, third, and fourth stages of it where hard work doesn't pan out? So there's about 5 keys to bliss and the payoff, and we're going to go through them right now. You might want to grab your pencil and paper and write things down, because when you write things down, they say it helps cement it in your mind even more so that you're able to do it. So the very first thing to bliss and having wealth is getting rid of resistance. And on my other videos, what I've talked about is people that are disobedient, people that, are listening to you halfway and then not. You know that when you're talking to someone, it's like, are you listening to me? Hello? And you know they're not. Well, they have resistance in them, and you can't have resistance in you on your way to getting quote unquote wealthy. You can't, because you have to keep all channels open. You can't have you can't have a resistant thought or a resistance to something that you're not used to. And just because you're not used to something doesn't mean you have to put this big iron gate in front of you, because if you do, then you're going to remain behind your iron gate. And behind your iron gate is not a fun place to be, nor is it a place of wealth. Seriously. Number 2, you got to get a dream. And dream requires getting something in your head, like imagining something that is very contrary and contrasting to what your life is now, right? That's hard to do, especially after you've had all these thoughts like I used to have when I didn't have wealth. I used to think, why can't I be wealthy? Or why can't I have this? Or why can't I have that? Because, I'm fairly intelligent and all the, check all the boxes, but it wasn't working out for me, because you know what? I didn't have the dream, because I wasn't in the position to open my mind enough. I was resistant, and I didn't have a dream. I couldn't get a dream. How can I think of a dream when I'm depressed? How can you do that? But you have to get a dream. So I had to go outside of myself, go into my core, right? I guess it's not outside myself, it's inside. I went inside my core, and some people call it a vortex. And I had to see and explore what was that still small voice inside of me trying to say. And most of the time when you hear your still small voice-ish, guess what it's saying? It's talking about the dream that you should be doing, because it knows better than you. It really does. It knows how to get you there. It has resources that can get you there without you, without hard work and doing all these things that don't work, okay? So once you get a dream, what you're going to get next is you're going to feel momentum, honestly. You're going to feel flow and ease. And that way, you know that you were taken up onto this river of something that you never expected in your life, and you're gonna feel outrageous. You're gonna start feeling like a thrill. And this is the momentum. When momentum kicks in, you don't resist it, let it happen. Like, for example, what happened to me, I started meeting people that were more in the alignment, remember that word, of what I wanted to do. Let's say it was music. Say, you know, I'm a songwriter and musician. Well, all of a sudden I'd meet people who were musicians, and very helpful ones too, not ones that were all into themselves. All this help and resources were coming, like they say, out of the woodwork. But where it was coming from that dream that I had. I was acting on it. I was aligning myself with my inner core, and that little still small voice was going, and go this way, go that way. And it was bringing people into my life, and I was on the momentum. Okay, so momentum is good. That's what you want. You want to feel that momentum, okay? So another thing is you have to be aware of your true self, and this will start to emerge. As you start to get that dream, as you start to get that alignment, as you start to listen to that still small voice, it's going to tell you who you really are. And I hate to tell you, but how many years that I spent not being myself. I was okay, but it really wasn't Anne. It was someone else. It was another image of Anne. It was another action of Anne, and it wasn't bad. I did a lot of things, but you know, I used to go home at night and feel like there's something wrong. There's like a void or something. And I know you know the feeling, right? You have this great day, you look great, you meet all these people, you go home and you're like, there's something missing in my life, there's a void. And nothing can fill that void. Nothing you buy, nothing on the external can fill what's on the internal. The void on the internal. Nothing on the external can fill what's in the internal. So comment down below. Nothing in the external can help the internal, can fill it, okay? Nothing, all right? Get that through your head, because our society teaches us the opposite. Like, if you just get this car and that. I know you'll see a car at the beginning of my videos, but you gotta remember, that's something that's my happy place car. It's not something that I use or think that it's gonna fill the void that, you know, of something that's missing in my life. It doesn't work that way. You don't fill the void with accomplishments. You fill it with that thrill, with that joy, okay? There's the difference right there. So you have to calibrate your life to the feelings. You have to feel the feeling, right? The sensation always precedes the manifestation. So it's the feeling that we're after. That feeling deep inside of us that is thrilling. It's like the happiest time in your life personified, magnified, everything big, right? But we're chasing that feeling because that's the thing that works on inside of us, at that major core of us, and changes things around. It helps us get the expectations that we want, as long as they're the positive ones, okay? We can have negative expectations too. That'll happen too. Whatever you pay attention to, you're gonna get, right? Attention gets retention. But what we're after here is the feeling. You have to feel in order for something to change. You have to get into that quiet time mode that most people of us can't get into. And I'm one of them. It took me a long time to be able to get into a quiet mode. So you have to get into a quiet mode to access that still little small voice that is going to activate that thrilling feeling, that euphoric feeling inside of you. It's a natural one. Okay, so once you harness that, once you get into that, then you start thinking about that dream. What is it? But the thing we want to do here is the feeling. You got to get the feeling. Get the feeling back in your life, because so many of us are deadened to our feelings. We don't know what we want. If someone were to ask you, what do you want right now? Would you know? Would you have a list? Would you have a bucket list of this that you check off? I doubt it, because I didn't either. And that's why I started doing these YouTube videos, because I knew that I was the kind of person, just like everyone else, that just needed that dream. I needed someone to help guide me. I needed someone to help change my life and give me some steps, some clues, you know, some tips so that I could get there. And guess what? I got there. Yeah, I'm going to be showing you around my house in some of the videos here, and I'm going to show you because the proof is here that it works. You've seen some of my cars. The proof is here. It does work. It really does. But we have to get that feeling. That's number one. And then the alignment comes. So I want to say something about feeling awful, which I used to feel like 150% of the time. Okay, feeling awful comes from and frustrated comes from that place of not listening to that inner voice. It's not listening to your core. It's just completely dampening it down, shoving it down. So if you feel awful right now, the first thing you need to do, get in that quiet place just for a moment and think about what's really fun for you. Get a vision of what that means. What do you like to do? Is it getting a massage? Is it just going for a ride? Is it going to the beach? Is it walking? What makes you happy? That's what you need to do. You need to find that feeling place. I know people talk about it. It's that place of inner joy. I mean, how many times have you heard that statement? But it's true. It really is. So here's the big clue of this whole video. Think of the things you want, not the things you don't want. Because when you think of the things you don't want, guess what? You're going to get them. Because that's the attention that you're paying is to the things you don't want. Oh, I don't want this and this. I don't want that to happen. And I don't want this to happen. I don't want to see that person. Guess what? I guarantee you they're going to show up in your life. So don't even think about that. Think about what you want, not what is. Don't think about what is. What is too far in the past. It really is. You have to think in the future what's becoming. Okay? So grab that feeling and see what's going to be coming to you. I guarantee you, wealth will appear if you keep on doing these things. It's been great talking to you.